I guess we're live. Anyway, so we're trying this new thing out. We both got these new toys, right?
Yeah.
New toys. We got that big bottom on our voice. You have to know what that is.
The big bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an effect that makes us sound like we have more testosterone than we actually do.
A heck of a lot more in my case, yeah.
Currently 2 viewers. Oh, TJ, what's up, brother?
TJ.
Yeah, we're just testing this out, so forgive us if we don't really have too much to talk about. You always have something to talk about, so it's not a problem.
We always have something to talk about.
And I really don't ever have a problem saying something, do I?
Hey, what's up with that little speaker that you got in? It looks like a center channel. I don't know what the heck is. What are you doing with that thing? What is that?
What's funny over there, bro?
What kind of shenanigans is going on over there, bro? You doing like a mono speaker?
It's called the OOO.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a capital O, lowercase o, uppercase O, because
Okay.
it's the MTM. You know what I mean? So it looks like a
Okay.
speaker.
Okay, so is it powered or is it passive or?
Well, it is. They're passive,
Okay.
and the thing is, like, you can of course use them as LCR, right? So that's not a problem, and they're all gonna be the same, so that's a good thing when it comes to timbre matching. I know how to say that word.
Did they only send you one?
No, they didn't just send me one. They sent me a pair of them.
Okay.
So we got people up in the chat. I gotta just say what's up. We got TJ up in there. I know him. He's cool. He knows what's up. He's got those Focal super expensive headphones on his profile photo.
Ooh.
Thomas
Oh.
Chapa. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Clay. Youth man. Oh,
Youth
Youth
Man.
man dropping
Did he
the big bucks. Youth man, you gotta save that so you can get the other roadcaster too. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna.
What a gentleman.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love that guy.
Yes. It's hard to not, right?
Yeah.
We got Tom. Okay, Thomas, TJ. He says yes. He's talking about the Micas. Yes, we are. The Third Era. What's going on from Clovis, California? Clay is from Anaheim. You guys are all in my area. What's up? All about the SoCal life over here. It's like
$1 for each of you.
Mike Boomstand cheap upgrade that makes a massive difference when calibrating Odyssey. This topic almost never gets brought up. Do you see the headphones at Exponent? I did not. Are you seeing the live chat? Because you can actually just pop in and see it, right?
I'm watching. Yeah.
The Third Era says eating pancit and lechon. The wifey cooked up. I'm going to your
it's
pad.
a good day. Yeah. What are we
Yeah.
doing? Forget the podcast, bro.
Yeah. Let's go there. Clay says you can buy a Costco hot dog drink. I was at Costco the other day.
You can buy a Costco hot dog drink. Oh, because of you.
Oh, yeah.
$1.50.
That's true.
We would have to share the hot dog. We'd wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, we got a lot of things we could jump into. I'm finishing up the.
Sorry.
What's up?
The first thing I want to just mention right off the bat is you see that call-in number right there? I want you guys to call that in because
call us?
that's something we're testing out.
Yeah.
I want to see if this actually works. So if you're not shy, we're just hanging out. I'm wearing like basketball shorts right now.
Yeah, just call that number.
Call it and let's see if it works.
Calling.
Ask a question, hang out with us. You know what I mean?
Hey, Third Era is asking, so is this going to be a regular thing you guys have planned one a week? So I'm committing to twice a month doing a podcast for sure. So there's that.
Oh no, TJ says he doesn't have any shorts on.
No shorts on?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Or I guess. Be like, yeah, don't even wear pants.
Yeah, so somebody please call in. We do want to test this out, see how it sounds. And for everybody that's just joining us, how are we sounding on your end? Is there any kind of weird artifacts or things that you guys can hear? Or are we coming in nice and clear?
Yeah. I see Stabber says, not shy, just lost my voice to cancer. Sorry to hear that. Youth
Big
man,
bottom.
youth man, you hearing that big bottom? Sounds great. Are we level matched too? That's the other thing I want to know. Is when you
Oh,
talk,
yeah.
do we sound about? I think I'm clipping a little bit. Go ahead.
Are you clipping? Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's that golden chestnut of yours, bro. It just naturally happens.
What's a golden chestnut?
Your voice, bro.
Oh, okay.
You sound like an angel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think you guys need ASMR mics so you can whisper in our ears. Let's start doing some ASMR.
All right, so hold on. There's some questions over here, and I wish you guys would just call in, stop being shy. If you have a cell phone, then that's all you need. Oh, we got a call coming in. Let's see who this is. We got a call coming in.
Yes.
All right. All right. Hey, who's this?
This is Clay.
What's up, Clay? Can you hear him, Ron? Yes or no?
No, I don't
Yeah, I
got
can
him.
hear you guys.
Oh, shoot. I can hear you only. See, these are the things we got to work out.
No,
Good to
I can
know.
hear you guys on the
Interesting.
podcast. I don't
So
know
you
if
can only hear him on your end.
I can hear him on my end. Oh, that's something we got to work out, Ron. Okay, what's up, Clay?
My question is, will the Mica RB42s ever be back in stock?
Well, the question that he had is, will the Mica RB42s ever be back in stock? And that's a great question. And I've spoken with the Mica rep, and he said, yeah, I mean, they just keep running out of stock. You know what I mean? Don't quote me on this, but I believe they have some RB42Cs coming out. I'm curious to see how those sound, you know what I mean, as left and right speakers. But yeah, they said they should be coming in soon, and I'll do my best to post when that happens.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks. You're the first one ever to try it out. So
I'm the guinea pig.
yes, I appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Well, that worked partially, Ron.
Yeah.
It partially
I
worked.
call that. We'll get there.
See, the problem is this: if I make it so that you can hear it, you know what? Okay, so here's what we have to do. I think what we have to do is we have to sacrifice the audio quality, and I got to take that phone call with a Bluetooth on the phone.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that way I can patch it in. The other
you
way
go.
I was patching it in. Okay, problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool. All right, so let's see here. What are the comments here? Oh, I sound a little bit hot.
Amp recommendation for RB42. I haven't heard the RB42, so no comment from me. I
We
don't
got
know.
another call coming in. Okay. Damn, I wish you could hear this. Hold on. Hey, you're
We
on the
wanna
air.
just-
What's up? Can you hear me?
Hey,
What's going
this
on?
is the third era. Yeah.
Oh, third era. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. Just hanging out over here in California. Just getting back from a big road trip out from Texas.
Right? Is it supposed to be cold? Because it's not cold over here.
No, it's not too cold, man. It's I think today the low was 59.
Okay.
But it's like 63 right now.
It's not too bad, right?
Yeah. Hey, so I had a quick question though.
I'm ready.
So I'm barely getting into HT, and wanting to use some type of room EQ or something like that. What do you recommend for somebody just starting up?
Room EQ. So, I'm assuming you have some sort of receiver, or not yet?
Yeah, I do actually. It's an old school JVC. I have a full JVC setup from '99. But it's it's what I have for now.
So that doesn't have any built-in room correction.
No, it doesn't. I have a processor that I just got from one of my buddies that he told me just use it with room EQ. It should work pretty good. So I'm just doing a little research on it and just trying to figure out, what do you recommend? For somebody new, should I get something totally different or?
Well, so you have a few options. So what your buddy gave you, is it a mini DSP?
Yeah.
Okay, so mini DSP is how many channels? Did he give you the 2x4? So two channels.
No, it's the 4.8.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Well, I bought it from him for $80. So, it
What?
was he accidentally ordered two of them, so he was thinking he was going to use one for something else, but it didn't work out the way he wanted to. So he basically just kind of hooked me up.
Well, that's
I've done a bunch of installs for him for car audio, so he kind of gave it to me on the deal.
I'll tell you right now, that's a good deal. You already know that. So
Yeah.
4x8, 4x8 will, I mean, that's just 4 channels, right? So you're talking about home theater. You can only do 4 channels with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically I have like a left and a right, and a dedicated sub out, and from the settings that it looks like it's in here, it's some type of like it was almost meant for overhead, like up in the ceiling type of
Oh, okay.
what's like the delay that they have set for it. Like it would almost be that kind of a delay. And then there's the basic, center, left and right and sub.
If I were you, I would, if you have 4 inputs and 8 outputs, I would probably do, of course, left and right, and probably left, right. See, here's the thing. Does your JVC have a like preamp output? Like I'm just trying to figure out what the best solution is, because I think we can make all that work, right? But it's not ideal. We're trying to do a hack job kind of to make it all work.
Basically, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I mean, I have a couple of receivers that I've been shopping around on. I just haven't pulled the plug. Like I said, I've just been on like this week road trip out to Texas and back, so I kind of haven't really pulled the trigger on anything yet. But
Got it. Yeah, I was just because like if you were to get a receiver, it's gonna have all that built in. It's gonna have a processor in there. I don't even know your JVC. What kind of processor does it have? What can it process?
I mean, it does a basic.
Is it what is it like? 5.1 or?
Yeah, it's a 5.1, but
Okay.
then it's almost like a 5.1 point something. Still trying to figure out what this extra. Like I said, I've just been running them like with my overheads up in the ceiling, and it works pretty good. It has like a nice, almost like a rear feel type of deal, like
Got
in a car. Like it would be like the super delayed, like it was bouncing off the the back of the wherever you were at, the stadium.
I hear
So
that.
it's like a really long delay, but it works out for like footsteps and stuff during movies. And
Yeah, I mean, I love playing around with that sort of stuff. Making stuff do what it's not supposed to do, because I find like it's a good way to learn. Definitely using REW with that 4x8 is a good way to learn about DSP, learn about room treatment. There's a ton that you can learn from that. But at the end of the day, just having a newer receiver with like Odyssey or something like that would be the easiest way. But I would definitely play around, especially for the sub. That's where it's going to make a lot of difference, is using that to fix any problems with your sub, right? You already have a U-Mic 1?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Cool. Well, you're set up. I don't know if you've seen my video about how to use DSP.
I was actually getting into that. I was rewatching it for the second time right before this thing popped up, the notification. So
yeah,
just
man.
trying to get back into it, man. I've been doing so much car audio stuff. I've kind of lost sight of all this other stuff I had planned out. So.
Well, yeah. You know what? You can always email me, right? Email me. So
Sweet,
I want to try to take some more calls here, but email me.
Yeah, definitely. Let me let you go. Yeah.
Joe@joeintel.com.
I appreciate you guys getting me on. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Take care,
man. Bye-bye. All right, that was cool. Ron, you still
How
there?
cool was that, man? Yeah. I
I'm
listened to the
sorry
whole
you can't
thing.
hear it. I'm going to do this. I'm setting this up as we speak on my phone. So the next caller that I get in, I'm going to try to Bluetooth it over so you can hear it. I wish Techno Dad and Youth Man were in here, because you guys are the home theater experts, right?
Yeah,
I'm
just gonna.
more 2-channel.
Yeah, we're about to mislead a lot of people.
489-848. Go ahead.
Get
I'm
those
going to
speakers up really high, guys. Really high. That's what Techno Dad taught me. High as you can.
all right. So let's see. I got to catch up on all these. Ron, any progress with getting Rhythmic subs in for review?
Yes, they're ready when I'm ready. So when I clear out what I'm working on right now, then they're game to play. So that won't be a problem.
Mark Gallant, you said you can add Dirac Live to that mini DSP. The 4x, I know they have different versions, so you may or may not because I know on my old 2x4 I couldn't set it up. I had to get the 2x4 HD because it has those faster Shark processors, I believe, that are able to do the FIR filters. I'm trying to just sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I think I'm not wrong on that.
Dirac Live is awesome.
Don't tell me about that.
I love it.
I want it.
It's great. It's fantastic, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a guy that typically doesn't like that stuff. I like it a lot.
So, are you using it for subs too, or just, or highs, full range? How are you using it?
It depends. I've been messing around with it to test my own hearing, to be honest with you, because I like setting up different curves and then changing what's called the curtain, where it's processing only certain frequencies and then stopping at certain frequencies. Then I'm just enabling and disabling it to see if I can actually tell what the heck it's doing. So it's just a lot of fun to mess around with and just sit there and listen to different things and seeing how frequency changes. And I just geek out on that alone. I can do that for hours. It's fun.
I'm same thing here. I'm saying so. Third Era said there's a 35-second delay or so, but call in sounded good on his end.
Okay. You got that Bluetooth set up yet?
So
hey, Trey's in here. Oh, hey Trey. Cool.
I'm thinking,
see that guy on my channel all the time.
Will they be able to hear you now? Because if they call in through the phone, how are they going to hear you?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. We're going to find out, I guess.
See, it's tricky because we're trying to do a live stream and, trying to patch you in.
Yeah.
It'd be easy if they were just calling and we're both here together. You're in a different state.
Yeah. Connecting through a different software. Right. Yeah.
So that's what's tricky. How would I get them to be able to hear you? Okay. I guess we're going to find out all of this stuff now. Let's see here. Go ahead. You keep talking. I'm doing some crazy stuff with apps over here.
With
apps.
Oh, you meant okay. Got it. Let me see if we got any other questions coming in. Anybody got I'm not seeing anything. You guys need to find something sort of like a Discord. Wonder how good it is with subs. Albert, you asked that. Albert, are you referring to Dirac as how good it is with subs? Is that what you're asking? Because I've actually used Dirac with subs and it works fine.
Let's see. We got messages coming from all over the place because we got who's this? Michael Youthman over here in the other chat. Page. Okay. All right. I'm curious to see another call. Who else wants to call in? Don't be shy. We're friendly.
Don't be shy.
We're friendly.
You got it hooked up through Bluetooth now?
I do, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and slide that up there. All right. Yeah, I think I'm ready here. Bluetooth here. Bluetooth. Okay. Yeah, whoever wants to call in next, we'll see. I think the problem is going to be that they might not be able to hear you.
Yeah, we're about to find out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Third Era says, headphone out, split your YouTube live audio, then mic split tie with yours, Joe. Janky, but it might work. So he's basically saying run your output back in through another input for that is what he's saying, I think.
Yeah. We'll find out. I mean, we need you guys to help us out.
Yeah, somebody give us a call
right now and just talk about
Do any
nothing.
of you guys have access to review REL subs? Yes, TJ, I do. I've actually, before I took a break a long time ago, I was going to work with them, and it was about to happen. And I've recently contacted them, and they're totally game to play. It's just I'm the one that's taking my time. I got some stuff I got to finish up before I can move on to another project. So REL subs are awesome. Really cool stuff.
If I have to do this all ghetto style, I will. You know, I'll put this
I know you will.
I'll put this phone on speaker and somehow figure it out or something.
We will find a way.
I'll put an extra headphone coming out, going to so the phone can pick it up. What other questions we have over here?
I don't
knock 'em
see
out.
any new questions. I'm waiting to see if somebody posts anything that we can. I'm not seeing anything yet.
Okay. So
You guys got any questions for us?
I know a guy.
And his name is John C.
Oh yeah. What you guys know about that? You guys know about that?
TJ's asking, do they send someone to set it up for you if you choose to review one of their subs? The answer to that question is yes. And I'm not a big fan of that, to be frank with you. I feel like I can do it. Like I don't need a rep in my house to tell me like where to put subs and how to set them up. But that is something that they do. So similar to what I experienced, I guess, with like Wilson is they'll come in, have a dealer come into your home and set everything up and show you the ropes. So the answer is yes.
Always? Like you don't have a choice?
I'm a nice guy. I don't push back. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to send somebody over. That's fine.
Well, I know that they go high level in, right?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things.
That's
you
one of the
can't
things,
use
yep.
Class D, right? Or
Correct,
unless
yeah.
you have some special converter or something like that because it messes it up.
Yeah, right. It is
Um,
high level only with REL subs, and they got like that special speak on connector and things like that. But yeah, I mean, they're cool.
I mean, I don't know how much you'll be able to really tell when those frequencies, right?
Did you watch that? Yeah, the thing about that though, bro,
Tell
I've
me.
heard that. All right.
Go.
I've heard that argument made, and I have a problem with it. If we're talking about the sound of the sound of the amp from the high level inputs going into your subs amplifier, because it's still going through the subs amplifier. Well, then,
Oh yeah, I see
How
what
it-
you're saying.
it's like, yeah, the sound of your amp going through another amp, like it's still going through the amp. Like you can't get away from that. So I don't know.
I hear that. TJ here says it's not that easy. In the little time I interned at a store, Aria Rel is a whole different animal. The store I go into in St. Louis has two Rel G1 MK2s in the reference system. They have the subs
crossed at 24 hertz.
24 hertz. So so full range pretty much for the other speakers, and then they cross those down at 24 hertz.
How much output could they be doing that low? That's crazy. Huh. That's
Just-
interesting, man.
They're only going to play the sounds from our voice when we're using this big bottom. Oh,
bottom.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure Joey's going to hit 24. Mine will hit 23, but Joey's will hit 24.
So, yeah, they always send a guy, huh? They always send a
Yeah.
guy.
They send a
And
guy.
his name is John C.
You're going to kill me.
Yep.
Don't do that to me, man.
Yep. Oh, Techno Dad. They just want that big bottom crossing over at 24. Are you?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I got you.
you'd end up stacking the crossovers. Could work. You just have to match properly, not face difference. Yeah, that is true. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
So what's new with you? What you got? I know you have the review of
Adante?
the Adantes, which I
Dude, it's
always
such-
wanted. I don't know why you have them and I
It's a
don't.
crazy deal, bro.
They're
It's
so
a
close to me.
It's a crazy freaking deal. It's like I was going to do the Adantes, but once I saw that price, I was like, well, now I need to do the Adantes because they might be gone like next month. So now I have to get this review done. But man, they're a very good speaker if you're fine with complete and total resolution with there's no apologies. Like, the Adantes will like throw a tissue box at your head until you stop crying if you don't like the way they sound. It's like, this is what the recording sounds like. Deal with it.
You think it's the highs that are mostly contributing to that?
Upper mids, highs, yeah. I mean, it's just super revealing. It just reveals everything. Everything. Yeah.
So you almost done with that review?
Yeah. Almost done with that. I got to do testing and measuring, and then I think I'm going to call it a day. I might do like a final video as like a Frequency Friday and be done with it. They're great. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, they're $1,500 right now for the Adantes. nowadays. So it's like, what?
Right.
They're great. Like,
Original price
$2,500.
for a pair.
Yeah.
2,500
and
a pair, $1,000 off.
Yes, it's $1,000 off, and the towers are also half off. So it's like, what?
Those
You
towers,
can-
yeah.
Yeah, those towers are crazy. So, yeah, it's a deal, man.
Those are big,
deal.
man.
They're huge. That's
Those
the
are
thing.
big. Those are definitely stand mount. I mean, they didn't
It's
even call it a
hilarious.
bookshelf, right? Those are
It's
definitely
hilarious.
stand mount.
No, I need to do like a parody video of like me trying to put this on a bookshelf. It's like there's no way. Like these things are monsters, and it's funny because a lot of people for some reason. And look, I get it. The Bucard S400s are like definitely on the hype train right now, and that's fine. But everybody's like, how do they compare to the Bucards? I'm like, if you saw those speakers side by side, you would laugh. Like it's like a shoebox, like versus these giant monster speakers. It's like those speakers are totally different. Totally different.
Let's see here. I got some. Peter J. McGee says, I thought I was going to hear something about hi-fi on a podcast. All I'm hearing is modern audio, nothing about vintage audio, and which I believe sounds better than most of the modern stuff. Are you talking about this podcast here? Because this podcast is just a test. We don't even have an agenda.
Modern audio.
We don't have anything
Nothing
we're
about
actually going to talk about, but yeah, we can
vintage
talk
audio?
about vintage audio. I don't mind.
You know,
Talk about
Peter,
anything.
I'm actually a big fan of the vintage stuff. I don't know if you've seen on my channel, I did a Yamaha versus Yamaha where I pitted a 1978 Yamaha receiver against like a modern one, and for me, it was pretty much a tie at the end of the day. So we have no problems with vintage stuff. And Joey, you got a freaking old school Marantz Silverface Marantz receiver, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep, I got a. It's
Old
not.
Bluey.
It's not a crazy one, you know, because they have some that are harder to find and more power. Mine's 2220B, which means it's 20 watts per channel, but it still has that sound, and it doesn't feel like 20 watts. Feels much
Yeah.
more powerful than 20 watts, and it has a certain sound to it that I really like. You know, I don't know what it is.
What-
It's not as accurate, I can tell you that, but it is pleasing.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
I talked to a guy who, a guy from Just Audio Repair, right? And so they repair a lot of vintage gear. And he was just saying that some of that old stuff, he just sounds different, you know?
Yeah.
And so he gets
Yeah.
to play with the new stuff and repair the old stuff. And he's just, yeah, there's something, it's just the way they sound.
Chris Fillmore says, talk about vintage budget amps. I'm trying to score one. Chris, my question for you is, are you talking about a power amp or are you talking about like an integrated amplifier? What are you looking for?
Yeah. So there's a delay. If you want to call in, if you have a,
Yeah, why don't we have another caller?
yeah, if you have a voice, go ahead and call in.
Either one. Hey, Chris, take a look at one that you might want to look at is the Adcom. I'm going to forget the model, famous model. It's like GFA. Oh, I got to look it up. Hold on. There's an older Adcom that was designed by Nelson Pass that you can get for like nothing. And GFA 555. Yeah. Yeah, the 555. So Adcom GFA 555, you can get those on like Craigslist, eBay. That's a nice sounding amp. I've actually owned a couple of those, and that's a bargain power amp, and you can power up anything with those.
Hey, that's cool. I just coughed and I muted myself.
Oh, nice, man.
You know what I
Good
mean?
for you,
I'm
bro.
using all the buttons on this
Look at you.
Rodecaster.
You're a gentleman.
Yeah.
Trey Horn, any communication with Polk to get your hands on the big new floor monsters, the ones from RMAF yet? I've reached out to them and I haven't gotten any reply, so I don't know if that's going to happen or not with me. I'm not too sure. Don't know.
I don't know. What if they just send me one over here in my apartment? You think that'll be cool?
You gonna like sit
You
on
think-
it, bro?
you think that'll
do
be
you even
fine?
have room
Think that'll
for
be
those
okay?
in there?
They, yeah.
I'm down. I
Yeah.
want to play.
What else we have here? Trey Horn. Youthman likes horns.
Yeah,
You
you
saw
man,
from that
he-
that recent video that we did together.
lots of horns is what he was saying.
Yeah, just horns.
all
galore.
about horns. It was a weird conversation. He got pretty excited about that.
I think that's the one that was on Techno Dads, or was it on Youthman's?
I think it was on Techno Dads. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Check that out. His most recent video. We all met up here in LA for Vid Summit, and yeah, it just Youth Man is just all about horns. So
Clay Joe asks,
understand.
did anyone watch OCD Hi-Fi interview with Mark Levinson video? Interesting. So I do want to comment on this. I have not watched the video, but it came up in my Facebook feed where people were talking about it. So I don't know what kind of content is in that particular video, but it seemed like it ruffled some feathers. So maybe seems like there's something interesting being chatted about.
some
I don't know.
drama.
Some drama.
Stay away from that drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, my 1-year-old's getting crazy back there. Can you guys hear that?
It's like in the background. I can barely hear it.
Oh, because she's screaming. So this this noise gate is doing a good job of filtering
Dude,
that out.
we've had a rough one with our kiddo tonight. So I hear you.
Loud. Yes, loud, says Julian. So who wants to give us a call? You have the number right there on the bottom right. You see the phone number. Feel free to just call in. We're friendly. You know, who knows?
Hey,
It might not even work. So, how long do you guys start?
Go ahead, bro.
30 minutes, an hour. I think an hour is
3
usually
hours.
3
Like
hours.
at least 3 hours, like a Lord of the Rings trilogy. We'll do that.
So far, I think that it's working in the sense that we're able to respond to the comments in the chat.
Speakercraft stereo. We missed one. Chad Gates said, "I just found Speakercraft stereo power amps can be found used cheap and are tanks." Hey, Chad, thanks for mentioning that, bro. That was cool of you.
Any other amps that you like? Old school amps. Eagle.
Yeah. So, yeah.
How do you say that?
What is it?
Hegel. Is that a
Hegel?
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 Yeah. Have you seen
Yeah,
that?
I see them. I've seen them at the hi-fi shows. I know that they're high end. I don't know anything about them, so I'm going to sound like an idiot if I dive into that. So I don't know. I will say that I'm pretty well versed in like a lot of the Marantz stuff, like the stuff that you have. I had like a 2235. I had a 2225. I had a number of the Silverface Marantzes, and like you, I loved them. To me, they do sound colored, but I love the color. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's beautiful. That big, bold, like fat mid-band. And it's just, it just sounds right, man. I love those. So those are epic. I love those. The Yamahas, anything Silverface Yamaha you see in a thrift store.
That
tackle
that
it.
is what actually I didn't want to say specifically, but that's what the guy over there at Just Audio Repair told me. He's like, dude, we were repairing some Yamaha and we turned it on and I stopped. I told him, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
it was like that different. He said like some of these Yamahas are just amazing.
Youthman asked Joe and Tell, why can't we tag Ron in the chat? That I don't know.
I don't know. Let me try it. At new. Yeah, no, not doing anything. Did Ron say Yamaha?
Yamaha.
Yamaha. Not Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Ron
Yeah.
Jeremy. Yes.
You guys
All
have
right.
a great night. Starting a
Take
new
care.
project aim. Enjoy it. Take it easy, Trey, man. Take it easy. How do you guys feel about dynamic EQ on Denon and Marantz AVR, off or no?
Youthman needs to get up in this conversation.
Youthman, help us. We're gonna sound
Help.
like idiots. We don't know.
Help.
What is a dynamic E EQ?
I do. Okay, so Youthman says dynamic EQ on. So there's dynamic EQ. I gotta get, I get them mixed up. So dynamic and EQ, and then like dynamic volume, right?
Okay.
So I believe dynamic EQ, there's settings. I hope I don't get it mixed up. Dynamic EQ, I believe there's settings for if you're if the mix is like a movie versus pop music that's mixed.
Okay.
So
Yep.
let me just see what Youthman is saying. Dynamic volume. Shoot. I think I don't want to get these mixed up. Hold on a second.
Hey guys, just real quick, what Peter just said is spot on. Any of the old Silverface receivers, the Scott, Sansui, Pioneers, Techniques, Kenwoods, all of those Silverface are worth getting. So if you see those in the thrift stores, tackle them, get them. Yeah.
What's the best looking Silverface one in your opinion?
You know, there's a Big Daddy Pioneer that's like a gazillion watts. And I always
Oh,
forget
I know which one you're talking about.
It's a monster. It's so freaking sweet looking. It's just, I got a thing for those big VU meters, man. I see those and I'm like, yeah, okay. That's like, it reminds me just like a muscle car. You know, there's just something about it that I really admire.
I like VU meters too.
Yeah.
And I still like the way Marantz looks. You know.
Oh yeah, the Marantz are gorgeous, man. They're beautiful. Yeah.
I just went that direction because I don't know how to answer the dynamic EQ one. Hopefully, Youthman comes in and saves us here.
Yeah. Dynamic EQ.
I'm sure he will. He's probably all over that. What else we got?
Do we not have a caller yet? What is going on here?
I know. Do you guys not have phones? Call that number. Otherwise, I'm gonna go and call one of you guys. Should I just call somebody?
Yeah, let's call somebody. I don't know. let's order a pizza.
Let's
order
call,
a pizza. Let's send 20 pizzas to Technodad's house.
Let's call Andrew Jones right now.
Let's do it. Hey, Andrew, what's up?
Hey, you're on a podcast, man. What's up?
You enjoying your tea and crumpets there, buddy? What are you doing?
Let's see. What other questions we have going on over there?
Let's debate Macintosh and how they can be destroyed for the money by NAD. No, let's not.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't have enough experience with those to be able to say that either. NAD, I do want to try their home theater receiver. They have an Dolby Atmos receiver that I want to try out.
From who?
NAD.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Similar, you know,
Yeah.
so it has the Dirac
Yeah.
on
Hey,
all the channels, so
The NAD M10 is the very first NAD piece, and I'm not ashamed to say this, and it's just the way that it's happened. I've never gotten into NAD. I just never had the chance. It's the first NAD piece that I've ever had my ears on, and you know, obviously, New Record Day and you know having a big influence with analog, going into something that is like all digital and controlled by your phone, I was a little bit skeptical. I love that little box. It's great. Like it can do a lot of amazing things. So I'm a big fan. And it's Class D. I mean, it's Encore, but it's Class D, yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a thing against Class D?
No, you know what? I think that what it is I'm trying to like fight this. I think that it's just like that kind of snotty nonsense like audiophile attitude that we just kind of sometimes pick up thinking like, oh, it's Class D, so I've been told that it sucks. But when you actually spend time with a bunch of, you know, different products and you start listening to it, they're like, but does it really? Or are we just saying that? Like, are we just saying that? Because I'm telling you right now, nothing really about this NAD M10 sounds like bad. It sounds great. The top end specifically is sweet. So a lot of people say like Class D sounds cold or hard and, you know, things like that. And to me, I don't get that at all. It actually sounds lush and open and great. So who knows?
So that's the thing with Class D typically is they have to use filters for the high frequencies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll get all kinds of nasty stuff, and that's where a lot of the problems happen. I think it's probably just implementation, right?
Yeah, and I think that what it is maybe when they you know kind of got the ball rolling in the beginning, yeah, maybe that might have been the case, but it doesn't mean that that's always going to be the case. Things can be improved over time, and I think that we need to just realize like just because it sucked at the very beginning doesn't mean that that's always going to be the case, you know.
Yeah. So TJ says Class D is great. Rel uses Class AB and Class D interchangeably in their subs. I mean, for subs, I don't think there's no issue, right? Because the issue most people have
Top
is
end,
with
yeah.
top end. So
Upper mid-range
SVS
top
uses Class D on
Yeah.
all their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it. So
For
Anyway.
highs, do you like Class A? Do you have any Class A stuff?
yeah, I've had a lot of Class A stuff. I actually have a Class A amp that I've had for a while, and then some Class A B stuff. I've tried it all, dude. I've tried Pass. I've tried First Watt. A lot of that Class A stuff.
Mhm.
And I can't deny I am one of those people that think that like, yeah, that stuff does sound different. I'm not saying that, you know, if you have two Class AB amps that they're going to sound radically different, but I do think there is a difference going from like Class D to Class AB to Class A. You do hear some differences, and Class A is pretty spectacular. It sounds the most tubey of the bunch. It sounds just open and big and holographic and wide, and the top end is really smooth. It's great.
Class A. So how hot does that thing get?
Super hot, dude. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
ridiculous hot?
Yeah, like you'll burn your hand. Like if I leave the first watt amp on for let's say like an hour and a half, I would be worried if Georgia got near it. Like it would
What?
actually like, yeah, I think it could actually like burn somebody. It gets very, very hot.
Huh. So
Yeah.
how about this? If you had Class A for just for tweeters, right? Just for the
Yeah.
highs, and then Class AB for mid range and Class D for the sub, would you be okay with that setup?
You could do that. I mean, if you're talking about bi-amping, the only problem that you're going to run into is you got to make sure that those amps have the same gain. So that can be a little bit tricky, but if you could pull it off, if you could find a Class A amp and a Class AB amp that has the same gain in the power amp, then I would do that all day long. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. I think is that how Andrew Jones set up the what were those? Not the Adantes, the Navis.
Navis?
I believe
yeah.
that's the way he did it. I think he did Class. I don't know.
I think it's Class. This is what I think he did. I'm going to get this wrong, but I'm going to try. I think it is Class AB up top, but I think it's smart Class AB to where it's actually Class A to a certain wattage, and then it switches into Class AB. And
Yeah, a lot of companies do that, right? Where up to 20 watts, it's Class A,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
beyond that, it switches to AB.
Yeah, and I think that kind of would freak out people if they realize like how little wattage they're actually using. Like it's shocking if you ever see that for yourself. It's like 20 watts can get you a long way for sure.
And that's where those VU meters can come in handy, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Here's another thing that's confusing. I think that company Class A, CLASSE,
The Canadian company, yeah, Class
does
A, yeah.
does that. What you're saying with their
Yeah.
amps.
Yeah, and I think they're actually doing a lot of Class D stuff now, which is interesting. The last time I checked, I think they're doing like hybrid stuff, but don't quote me on that.
So this is cool. What else? You said you had a lot of stuff. I'm waiting for a caller. I'm about to call somebody who.
I want to ask. So this is a genuine question. I'm not trying to. I want to ask you because I don't know,
Okay.
and I don't understand it, and so I want to understand it, and I'm wondering if anybody here can jump in. Lately, I've been questioning and wanting to wrap my head around damping. You see like damping ratings, right? Like for amplifiers, like the damping. Have you ever noticed that? Like,
Yeah. Okay. I gotta go now. Bye bye.
yeah. And the reason why, bro,
It's right there with the voltage swing and.
No. I think it's really important though, because so like one of the things that I was critical about the Adantes is I do feel like even though the bass is confident
Mhm.
and it is, and it's clean and it is, I do feel like it can be a bit slow. And I started to basically speculate that it might be one of the consequences of this design is that internal woofer halfway into the Adante is active, and it's basically working like a piston, right? So it's just producing air pressure that is then making the passive radiator in the front do its job, right?
Okay.
And I feel like it's just a little bit slow. Like I wish it was because you have this mid-range and above that is crazy fast, crazy detailed, Johnny on the spot every time, and then you have this bass that is sometimes like I'm just not quite as fast. And I was taking a look at all these different comments, and I got some Facebook messages, and they're like, dude, it's all about damping. You need a freaking amp that can deliver the goods to that woofer, that internal woofer, to where it's able to work at its like full potential. And so I've been obsessed with looking at amps with like high damping factors, like how much damping factors they have. And none of the amps that I have high damping factors. So either they're right, and that might solve this problem altogether, or, it's just another spec that we obsess over.
Yeah. Well, I hope Andrew Jones doesn't hear this because he's gonna chew us out next time we talk to him. He'd be like,
There's
no,
no
that's
question.
exactly wrong. That's not how that works. And
He's
you guys are
like,
freaking
"Ron,
idiots.
idiot."
But
You're an idiot.
so for people who don't know, you're talking about the Adantes, and they use a coupled cavity design, meaning there's I believe a 6.5-inch inside. Is that
Yes.
right? 6.5-inch woofer inside,
Yep.
and it's a ported enclosure. So just
Inside,
imagine
internal ported enclosure. Yep, 2 ports inside there.
yeah. So imagine a box within another box, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right, a ported box that's inside of another box, and the outer box, the bigger box, has a passive radiator, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
what we're
8-inch
saying,
passive radiator. Yeah.
it's coupled cavity, meaning when that internal driver is moving back and forth, right, and the port is blowing out air back and forth, right? It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's pressurizing that second enclosure that's in front of it, and that pressure is causing the speaker on the outside to move, right?
Yeah.
Now, I would say there has to be some sort of delay, right? Because it has to build up enough pressure to actually move that one in front of it.
That is what I am suspecting. That is what I think could be the case.
Right? Because it's physically connected in the sense that there's air between them.
Yep.
Right? But it's not attached in the sense where there's not a pole connecting the two.
Right.
So that's
Right.
different, right?
Right.
That would be different. I would say it would be equivalent to when you're in stop and go traffic, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're a train. Like the cars aren't connected to each other. So when the guy in front of you moves, it takes you a few seconds and then you move,
Right. Right.
right? And then that's so you get that accordion effect, right? And
Yeah.
I only know about this stuff because I tried to make a replica in my own way of that coupled cavity design.
Yeah.
Using
You told me that.
Yeah,
That's wild, man.
using a 3.5-inch and like a 6-inch passive radiator, and it actually works. It does what it's supposed to do, which is it filters out some of the higher frequencies, so you don't have to use. It's kind of like a crossover in itself, right?
Yeah.
And so it does that. It filters out any distortion, which means it's easy for me to blow up those 3.5-inch drivers
Yeah.
because I can't hear them.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. I've heard the Adantes, but not in my room. So
Dude, they're great, man. They're a great speaker. But I'll say this, so I've had them long enough
Night
where
Youth,
I had
man.
them in the. What's that?
I'm saying Nights of Youth, man.
Oh, is he out? Oh, hey, good night, youth man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're spectacular. The thing is, though, if anybody is thinking about him or watched my reviews and considering him, I'll say this. So in my other house, where I was in like a little bit smaller room, to give you an idea, just for some context, is 15 feet wide, 15 feet deep. In that living room, I wasn't really in love with these speakers, and so I think that just space is important, and they are huge. They're big speakers, and so the ability to pull them away from the walls is, I think, important. And I think being able to get some distance between you and the speaker is important, because they're so revealing. I cannot stress it enough. Everything is exposed.
Do you think
So,
there's a test that you could do that would piss off Andrew Jones?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not.
You know what I mean? Like if you did some kind of like test to see if there's any delay, right? With like the impulse,
Yeah.
like when it hits, like you could do this on your computer probably, right? Like you play a tone, let's say something where the woofer would hit, and see how long it takes, like some kind of delay,
Yeah.
versus
Like if
that
I could-
mid range.
Andrew Jones, I'm going to expose you, you son of a gun. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to do it.
I wonder if it'd
Oh,
have a
man.
measurable amount of delay, or
Maybe.
probably not.
I remember him saying, and I mentioned this to you before a while back, he's like, I always tell my engineers, there is always something wrong with my speakers, but you will never figure it out. There's always something wrong, but you're never going to figure it out. And it's like, that sounds like such a challenge. Like,
Yeah,
now
I
wanna find
want to
it.
figure it out now.
Now I want to figure it out.
Chris Fillmore says latency test. Yeah, exactly. Latency.
test, yeah.
How are we gonna get somebody to call in here? What do we have
Yeah,
to
we
do?
gotta-
We have to give you guys
Yeah.
something or what? Is that how
Yeah,
this
I
is going to
wanna
work?
Yeah, we got to get somebody to call in. Let's take at least one call, and then I got to put my kiddo to bed. I want to
Sounds
say
good.
goodnight to her.
So we have 22 people in here, and I guarantee 22 of you
person, just
has
give us a
phone.
call. Don't
So
be shy.
this is the point of this whole thing was to do a test, really, right? We don't have anything scheduled. So that's that. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Let me hit answer. So this is calling on the phone.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going? Hold up. Hold up. Oh, we got disconnected.
I didn't hear anything, bro.
No? Hold on.
Nah.
Here we go. Hello?
Let me I'll turn you off so I won't
Hey.
get any feedback.
How's it going? Can you hear us okay?
All right. I can hear you fine.
Can you hear Ron? Ron, can you hear him?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
I can hear
magic.
both of you.
Okay.
Ah.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from South Carolina.
South Carolina, and what's your name?
This is Peter.
How's it going, Peter?
I left a message, Peter J. McGee.
Nice, man.
Peter, let's see here.
I have been into vintage audio for a long time.
All right. What do you have right now?
Right now I have a vintage Yamaha sitting in my bedroom. I also have a full set of Sensui sitting in the living room.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I have
Ooh.
I can't remember the number. It's the one with the audio spectrum analyzer in it, the equalizer.
Interesting. Okay. That's cool.
It's got the 18-band graphic equalizer in it, and it's 95 watts per channel amplifier and the digital tuner. Right off the hand, I'm not good with numbers.
That's
I
cool.
picked that up. At an estate sale, and I redid it completely, recapped it.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, you have to do that with those older receivers, right? You got to
Yeah,
recap those.
this is all separate. This is all separate components. It's a separate tuner, separate equalizer, and separate amplifier.
I have a question for you, Peter, real quick.
Yes.
How do you feel about graphic equalizers?
I think they on certain pieces of equipment, certain amplifiers, to hook them up to with speakers in certain rooms help quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Depending,
I like equalizers.
Depending on the dimensions of the room and how the speakers are set in the room and the furniture that are in the room, the graphic equalizer can help the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't find that nowadays, right? If you wanted to get to the equalizer on these newer AVRs or newer integrated amps, you have to dig through a menu a lot of times. You know,
Yeah.
It's not there on the front.
No, it's not.
So, you have any
That's
questions?
why I like. No, I just this is the first time you're on.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling and helping us test this out. Now we know that it definitely works.
It works. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate
You
that.
made my night.
Oh, that's no problem.
Thank
I figured that I was on YouTube and I was looking around, and I usually watch some of the videos about the vintage equipment being repaired.
Ah,
I get into that stuff.
Have you
That's
ever
cool,
watched?
man.
I have a lot of.
Have you ever watched New Record Day? Have you seen any of his stuff?
I watch on some of the new stuff, but mostly I'm into the vintage. I mean, I've got old reel-to-reels that I'm working on right now.
All
good
right.
for you, man. Yeah, stay away from that channel anyways. That's awesome, man.
All right. Maybe we got to do a few more vintage things just for fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have my Marantz. I don't mind reviewing it. I just don't know what to say except I love the way it sounds and I love the way it looks. And I love the way it feels to turn the knobs on it. That's it. And
I've been sold on old vintage stuff for a long time because I started off my stereo systems with an old Fisher 400 receiver, which was tubes.
And what kind of speakers are you using? Vintage or newer speakers?
Well, I have newer, but I also have some vintage Pioneers and some audio. What do you call it? Acoustics research.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I also have some kits, and right now in the bedroom with my Yamaha, I have GBLs.
That's awesome.
Cool. Well,
Very
thanks
cool,
again.
man.
Thanks for calling. We're gonna try to do
Yeah,
this
thank
more
you.
often. I'm so happy that this works.
Oh, it sounds. I can hear both of you like nice and clear.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank
thanks,
you, man.
Peter.
Alrighty. Have
Hey,
a good night.
Take care. Bye bye. So, yeah, how do you call is a question here. You just call that number there. You know, we can only take one call at a time, and we don't have a queue
Yeah,
set
the
up
number,
yet. But
the number is 818-237-3030.
3030. Youthman says, "How do you like Iowa for 2 channel? Are you trolling me right now? Because the only Iowa that I remember is like my old school plastic fantastic. You know what I mean?
lot of
Talk about knob feel. Oh, we got another call, Ron. We got
All right,
another
man.
call
Let's
here.
do it. Let's
Let's
do
see
it.
here.
Caller.
You're on the air.
It's Joe.
Hey, how's it going? Who's this?
Julian.
Hey, what's up, Julian?
I've been watching your YouTube channel for a little bit now, man. I'm glad to see people like y'all doing this stuff.
Thanks. Where are you calling from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston. All right. Yeah. I might be coming to visit that area one of these days. I'll hit you up.
Man, we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
If I'd have known 10 years ago, man, that people who would be like me, I guess, would be watching YouTube channels for audio, then I would have, because that's when I was like, trying to build like a sub box for my car. I started researching all this stuff.
Yeah.
And got me into all this, high-end audio, researching hi-fi and stuff.
Yeah. So what were you, just like mainly on the forums and stuff like that?
Yeah, back in the day, I don't know how long do-it-yourself DIY audio has been around, but that was one of the forums, and there was and I got deep into a lot of tube stuff back in the day.
What kind of subs were you rocking back then?
Oh man, whatever I could get my hands on. Basically I had to do it myself because I didn't have any money. So
Of course, that's the best.
So when I found out you could buy stuff on Parts Express, I was like, yeah,
I'm all
buy a
over
date
Parts
and stuff.
Express. Yep, I'm all over it too. Yeah, and I know what you're talking about. It's funny because when you don't have money, that's when you have to get creative. You have to do DIY stuff, and that for me, that's how you learn, right? You learn the ins and outs because you have to build it.
You don't want to waste your money on crap either, right? Like, so you want to know why you're buying or whatever, why you're spending money on whatever you're going to spend money on.
What do you have as a system right now?
So I've been kind of on a buying spree on Facebook, the Facebook marketplace.
Okay.
But my main system is a pair of studio monitors, the Aris E8.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really nice.
I haven't heard those yet.
And I mean, I wanted something simple, and that was, I didn't need a preamp or amp or anything. I can just hook directly into it. So that was my first system. And then I started like, well, I want to get back into power amps and stuff like that, and preamp. So I got a B&K preamp. That's I think it's called a S50,
okay,
or 50S,
okay,
like that. And so because I bought that because it has balanced outputs. So now I run balance to my studio monitors.
Oh, I see what you're
doing.
doing.
And then for a power amp, I bought a used. This guy was selling this on Facebook. It's a studio monitor amplifier. It's for Alesis.
Yeah.
Alesis.
Okay.
RA300. I mean, it's an AB amp. I think it gets like 100 watts per channel or something. So it's decent.
Sweet, man. You don't do home theater at all?
No.
Not
I just got the B&K. I just got the B&K because it has balanced outputs, and I needed that. I did have a question.
Let's go.
Okay, so recently, like I said, I've been like trolling eBay and Facebook, and back when I was in high school, they had these Philips had these stereo systems. I don't know if you remember these Philips mini hi-fis. And they had these,
okay.
They had these like special passive radiators that I love the bass on these things. So I purchased a couple on eBay.
I'm trying to imagine what you're talking about here. So are they like?
I can send it. I can put a link in the.
I don't know if it allows links in there, but go ahead and try it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so Philips used to make these systems. They don't make them anymore.
Mhm.
But they used to sound badass. I remember, like when I was in
Yeah.
high school. I mean, they shake the house or whatever. But but the only way they work, is with their amplifier. Because they used to sell them as a box. It's a mini hi-fi. Everything is a CD player, tape player.
Right.
But the only way the speakers work, they have a passive radiator that's tuned. The speakers are tuned a certain way. The only way the speakers sound badass is because there's a DSP, there's a curve in the amplifier.
I see.
So, but I don't want to use that amplifier because it's kind of it's a cheap Class D or whatever that they had back then to make these affordable. So if I can figure out how to get that curve out of there, like what would I do to get that whatever DSP curve they're using for these speakers, and then I could put it in like a mini DSP, and I don't have to use their amplifier anymore. I could just use my amplifier.
I can actually, hopefully, I can help out with that. What I would do is I would first do a sweep test with it hooked up to their system, right? Somehow, maybe hook up an RCA, hook that up to your computer. If you have a UMIC 1 and REW software, I would run a sweep test to get an idea what that sound is coming out of that system, right? Not just the speaker, but the entire system. And then, you take those and then you connect those speakers directly to your regular amp and see what the difference is in sound, right?
Yeah.
And what you end up doing is you end up using that first curve as your target curve. Right, so in REW you can set target curve, so you can either target flat or you can target a curve that you've made, and so you use that initial curve as your target, and from there you can use a DSP. You need to use some sort of DSP, or I think for PC they have some software that you can use that works as a parametric EQ, so it needs to be some kind of PEQ. I would use a mini DSP, and then from there you use the correction profile that it comes up with, right? So obviously, you're saying it sounds different, and so if you make the other one the target, it'll tell you how to make those adjustments. Throw that into your DSP, and there you go.
Nice. Yeah, it's because like when you hook the speakers up by themselves, like to my amp, to my regular power amp.
Yeah.
I mean, the bass just falls off. And it's because they have some type of notch or something at some frequency, at some low end frequency that kind of kicks it that kicks it up and and allows it to get that bass extension, because they sound like amazing. As far as bass goes,
of course,
the mid range is like missing, but like
the mid range is missing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a paper 2-inch, mid range, right? Like, but anyway, so I'll try that. I just gotta save some more money because I gotta stop buying stuff, and then I can get that the UMIC and the
that's
in the test system.
It's fun to play with, so I definitely would recommend that you try that out. Get that UMIC, get the mini DSP. It's amazing. I would definitely recommend that you play around with that. And also, don't be afraid to look at the one from you mentioned Parts Express. I did a review of the Dayton DSP 4x8, and that's like $99 or something like that. And now you have 4 channels to mess with and 8 outputs. So I like it. It works just as well as the mini DSP 2x4, and you don't have to buy other software. It's just not as flexible as maybe the 2x4 HD. So look at those two. I would say look at the 2x4 HD and look at that Dayton Audio one.
Okay.
Cool, man.
Well, thanks for taking my call, Joe. I could talk for hours about audio, but
you can always hit me up. You can always hit me up. No worries. We're easy. I'm just a dude. Okay. I'm just a dude who happens to review
speakers,
man,
but like,
man. So it's no big
believe
deal.
Believe me, like I get that, but like you got there first, right? Like, you think about this, like a couple years ago, or let's say about 5-6 years ago, YouTube was like starting to blow up. And you just search some stuff you search stuff like, oh, how do I do this? And then you see these little channels pop up, and then you don't think that. I mean, like, you didn't think this was going to be a thing. Well, I didn't, and I was like,
I'm right there with you. I was showing Techno Dad some old videos that I had from 10 years ago, and I'm like, man, maybe I could have been up there with like MKBHD and those guys if I would have started and kept on going, but
Yeah.
What can you do?
Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah, back in the all those guys. I watch the same things. Anyway, man, good talking. Hit me up anytime.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Yeah, take care.
All right, man.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Is Ron still in here, or am I in here by myself?
No, I'm still here, man.
Oh, what? What that?
I'm always with you, Joe.
Dude, that noise gate is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I just was listening to you. I think you did a great job. I didn't know how to answer his questions, so I was like, "Good luck, man. Hang in there."
we got another call. This one's gonna be for you.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
We'll see.
What's going on? You're on
Hello,
the air.
caller.
I bullied my way on. All right, hey guys.
Hey, man.
This is great. So, here's my question. So I got into like vintage stuff, or that's my way in. So I noticed that like new big speakers are kind of the thing, but they're like crazy expensive, like those JBLs, and then there's some new Yamahas, and then those Warfendales. Even those are kind of pricey.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there going to be like a trickle down for that kind of stuff, or is this just like a flash, or tower? Is there like are we equalizing back to that kind of speaker?
It's interesting, right? Because when you think about like design philosophy of like speaker enclosures and what has evolved over the years, we went from big boxes to skinny boxes. And so it's kind of strange to see big boxes making a comeback. But, I mean, these things are boomerangs, right? Sometimes they just come right back. And then, like the Joey, you actually reviewed, and I think you love the Lintons, right? Those are one of your favorites, aren't they?
I haven't reviewed the Lintons. I have the Denton 85th anniversary.
Denton,
those are the smaller ones.
That's it.
And they are still pricey, right? And it's funny because, a lot of people like the way that looks. I like the way they look. My wife likes the way they look. I think they look cool. And I noticed a trend where a lot of them are kind of going towards either that look or that, that Swedish IKEA look.
Yeah. One thing you could do, bro, if
the Clips are killing it right now with their heritage line.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's an aesthetic. Like, I think it's a throwback to like your dad's muscle car. Or, I think.
Yeah. I think you're onto something. I think you're right. I think you just hit the nail on the head. I think that's it. So I think that obviously with the comeback of vinyl, and then you just kind of have this like retro thing that's following suit. I think you just hit the nail on the head that it's like that vintage kind of a vibe thing is cool looking. Like it's nice looking stuff. And so
when am I getting my Advent? Like, when's that one coming? Not the $4,000 L100. Like, I want my Advent. I want the sweet, the price point.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
I don't know.
I hear you. Well, dude,
you think there's a market? You think that
we're gonna find out? I mean, the truth is I think that
it kind of fits you guys are on that. Both you guys are in for that like budget audiophile, right? Isn't that? Is that?
That's more me. That's more so me. Ron just wants to go on the opposite end and go the most expensive, right, Ron?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. No, yeah, I think we both have done reviews. You recently did, or you have done the ELAC.
Dante. I've done Sabrina's from Wilson Audio. I've done a bunch of like high end stuff.
I was gonna say low end, and you went Sabrina's.
Oh,
but
sorry,
okay.
Yeah. What low end stuff have I done?
If somebody's offering you a high end review, who's not going to take it, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you want to drive a Ferrari? Yeah, I'll drive a Ferrari. Thank you.
Bring it on over. Yeah,
totally. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that what we might see is this. I think that it's an interesting test market to pitch it to high end first and see what happens. And then if it sells well and it does well and the reception is good, then I think I think that we will see more affordable vintage looking speakers come our way. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Let's list them off. What do you remember? What's vintage looking that's new? Let's call it retro or throwback, or has that nostalgia. The JBLs, right?
Those new Yamahas,
L100s.
Those new Yamahas that are like $16,000 look like
the NS 5000s or whatever they are. Yeah,
I haven't even seen those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. They just look like big boxy dad speakers. Like that's what they are, and apparently they kill. So
they kill. Right.
My buddy even has a pair of is it Bic Eviction They're ridiculous. They've got 15-inch woofers. They're stupid. They're red woofers. I mean, they look like a drugged-in speaker.
So we need Serwin Vega to get back in the mix then.
So you beat me to the
No, you
punch.
don't. He's
We're going to see Serwin
right
Vega.
now.
I'm there.
And they're incredible. They're like, I wanted to, they're so good. Some guy wrote a Reddit post about them, and it's the most passionate Reddit post. And my buddy, who has money, and money's not an issue, he bought them. He's like, I have to buy these.
That's
and
nice.
they're really good, and they're cheap, so it can be done cheap, and made to look better. But
and
I don't know.
They're called Bic Eviction.
The EV, they're the big EV 15s. They've got horns on them. You can literally order them, and they'll deliver them to Home Depot. It's
Wow.
the best story ever. If you want to do a budget video and just blow mine,
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
I swear to God,
Bic.
it's their monkey costumes.
They're literally called Bic Eviction series. Like if you play these in your apartment, you're gonna get kicked out.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's the best video. You'll get.
Dude,
I don't know, a million.
hold on a second.
No, I'm kidding, but
I'm
This
looking
is-
at him right now.
I
They look
googled
like
it, and the
PA
second
speaker,
link-
for crying out loud.
The second link is to Home Depot.
I'm telling you.
Is that
I'm
is
giving
this
you
real life
gold,
right
guys.
now?
And these sound good,
this-
huh?
They
Bro, I'm looking.
they sound great. Like you want to laugh at them, and then you kind of like snicker, and then you're like, "Holy shit!"
Wait,
They're a little bright. They're a
wait.
little bright.
I'm on Home.
but
I'm
they're
on Home
so
Depot as well.
good.
I'm on Home Depot right now shopping for speakers. What is going
Oh,
on?
And they have
man.
10 stars. Look at that.
Oh man, this is hilarious. See, this is
Includes
why
a
this is great.
15-inch woofer with highly efficient horn tweeter, 430 watt peak output with a 5 1/4 sealed back mid range. Operating range is from 33 hertz to 19 kilohertz.
I think
Huh.
you know who would be perfect to review
They're
these.
$200.
You know who should review these,
I'm gonna
right?
Add to cart right now. What? Who?
Youth Man.
Youth Man should. Yes.
Like,
Who wants
see,
the
instead of
hint,
instead of
guys?
the
It's
Scalas,
the rocket ship to the moon. It's a rocket ship to the moon I'm giving you here. Come on.
throw those on the in back of the screen, because he's rocking the
Dude.
Scalas, which are 15s, right?
Yeah.
So
What?
I'm kind of curious.
Do we got a giant killer on our hands? I
This
mean,
is
they're the most
hilarious.
ridiculous speaker.
You do. I'm not kidding. You do. Because
Yeah.
it's stupid. They're the dumbest. Because you can make a big speaker cheap because it's just big. You don't have to make any. You don't need to be smart.
Yeah.
You just
Right.
want a huge magnet in there and
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Most.
what?
Well,
You
well,
know
dude,
what
I,
would make these look better? I'll tell you what would
What?
make these look better is put like that carpet, like they put in car audio. That's what
Yeah.
these need,
oh,
on the box.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like, yeah.
where
yeah,
it matches your trunk,
Yeah.
right?
You guys, laugh it up. Laugh it up.
Hey,
You're
hey.
gonna hear them, son of a bitch.
Hey.
No, it's
Dude.
better. It's better like that. You
Dude,
know what I
I-
mean? It's better if they're
I
really
love it.
ugly and they sound awesome.
Well, here's the thing.
They're bright.
So,
Other than that,
So-
they're great.
So, dude, it's simple to figure this out. So the horn, you don't need any air in the back of the horn at all, and then you have a sealed 5 1/4. So that means that entire internal cavity is all for that mother flower 15-inch. It's all for the.
And they're crazy efficient. You don't need like anything to power them.
I'll-
It's nuts. I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
buy these. I'm gonna see if I can shake off Sarah's clothes with these. I'm gonna buy these. and see what
frequency
I can do.
response is 24 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? So plus or minus 3 dB according to Amazon, right? 95
These are-
decibel sensitivity. So, all you need is that rel sub for 24 hertz and below. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
what
you
you
just-
need. That's what they needed here. 24 hertz and below is rel, and then these take over from a
Dude. What a cool fun. Hey, what was your name again, bro?
Chad from Detroit.
Chad.
Chad, you're staying on this live stream, bro.
Dude,
What else do you
thank
got? What
so
else do you got
much,
for
man.
us?
Yeah, what else do you got for us?
Okay, the other thing I'm noticing from listening, power amps. This seems to be a new, I think they're hot. I just got one. I was instantly, I don't know why, but the guy before me had one. I just read about somebody else was talking about them.
Uh-huh.
Is this the fast coming up? Just getting a big chunk of amplifier and then getting a cool I have that new Yamaha, that Screamer I just bought, with an XMC50.
XMC50. Okay.
Huh.
All right. So you're noticing.
It's brand new.
Mhm.
I just got it on sale. So this isn't some old vintage piece. It's brand new. I can stream to it. So the DAC, and it's a preamp. And I just bought. And I'm the guy who wrote about that ridiculous Speakercraft amplifier, which nobody on the internet knows about.
Speakercraft. Okay.
Do you know what
Taking
they are?
notes.
Are you guys familiar with them?
No, I'm over here taking notes, bro. Speakercraft.
This is my new yeah, they're incredible. They're like commercial grade. They were a store out
Okay.
west that transitioned to they're the guys who invented in-wall speakers.
Okay.
I'm
so
familiar with
then-
Speakercraft. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah, everybody.
I've seen,
This is how it happens. You're like, yeah.
right.
But if you look it up, is it a Tortle? Is that how you say it? The
Toroidal?
Toroidal transformer.
Toroidal.
Yeah, right.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look inside, it looks like whoa, what the hell is this thing? I got it for $40 on eBay with 70-watt stereo. Then
What?
I instantly ordered one for 120 watts
What you talking about, Willis? What?
for $120 shipped to my door from California.
I'm looking at this stuff.
And if you look at the specs, you're like, what's wrong with these? Nothing. They sound incredible.
What is the model number on this thing so I can look it up? Speakercraft.
The one I got right now is the BB. The one I ordered was 120. So BB 275.
2125.
The 125 is 125 watt, and the 75 is the BB.
Okay. Let me look up this 2125 real quick. So
If you look at the picture, you can find it with the B275. It's got the turtle. The thing looks like
so
a Rotel.
Speakercraft. Okay, this is no longer available at B&H.
Oh, they're again, like I said, used. I got it.
There's
a new one.
Used market.
Oh, come on, guys. Come on. I can't say total magic happened. I gave you the pick.
They might have it on. They might have it at Home Depot.
Have we tried Home Depot?
Lowe's.
Got to try Home Depot.
2-channel, $399 on eBay. Is that a good deal? Pre-owned.
Interesting.
Speakercraft.
That was a little high. That's you can get the cheap ones. I bought the one 2 days ago. I've been scouring it. I fell in love.
Are you
but
on?
If you look at the past stuff,
are you on Reddit by any chance?
yeah, I've been there.
Have you ever been to Budget Audiophile on Reddit?
I just recently tried to pour gas in this little fire about these amps.
Post the stuff on there.
Yeah, I'm a moderator over there. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get that
all
on
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are great. Both you guys.
Hey.
Dude, thank you,
bet.
bro. Appreciate
Take care,
you.
man.
Every time I watch you, Budget, you're sick. So I'm glad you're healthy today. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
You're getting
for
over
sure, man.
something.
Who, Ron's always sick?
Way to pull through. And Joe, you guys are great.
Oh, thanks, man. Take care,
Thanks,
bro.
brother. Appreciate you,
All
bro.
right, guys. Take
Okay,
care. Thanks.
bye.
Every time I
Dude,
watch your videos,
You are always sick, dude. What's wrong with you? Get some vitamin D. Go and get some sun.
Seriously.
It's not like you live in like the sunniest place on earth.
I know, man. Dude,
Anyway, this
fun,
was
man.
cool. This was very
Yeah.
cool, and thank you to everybody who's hanging out.
Thank you. This is the first of many. We're gonna start doing this. This is a lot of fun.
I'll catch up to all these. I know you got to put your kid away. I got to pay attention to my family over here. This was just supposed to be a test. Apologize for anybody who if I didn't answer your question. We're trying our best
think
here, but Chad was a firecracker. He was on point.
Dude,
so
I kind of want to. He's got me all amped up. I want to go to Home Depot after this and get some speakers.
why not? Why not? You got that van now. You can make it happen.
Exactly. Come on, Odyssey. We can do it.
Well, cool, Ron. Thanks, bro,
Dude.
for helping me out.
Always, bro.
I'll share all
Always.
my settings here with you, so we can
Yeah,
both
man.
do this whenever we feel like it.
I
And
love
again, thank all of you guys for making this fun. It's not fun if it's just Ron and I
No,
only. You know, it's
No.
fun. It's fun, but not as fun as with
not
you guys.
as fun. Appreciate
Anyway.
you guys. Everybody have a
Alrighty.
good night. Hit us up.
Take care. Bye bye.